All right. Hello, guys. It is Jermaine. It's currently Wednesday, December the 3rd, 3:12 p.m. The last time I posted a video was like 5 months ago. I think it's like 5 months ago. Maybe 6. I think the last time I checked it was 5. So it has been a very long time. And yeah, I'll make a separate video than what I'm doing today, just explaining like what's going on in my life right now, where I've been for these past 5, almost 6 months. We're about to be in a completely new year, and how consistency then was different than consistency for me now. And that's a whole nother topic. But as you can see, I'm recording a little differently. I'm gonna try something new, see how I like it, and hopefully you guys like it as well. So today we are going to get into Substack readings. So just a little backstory. I think it was shortly after I came back from this camp that I've been attending for the past 4 years. I missed out on the third year. So I went the first and second, missed out on the third, and I went back on the fourth, and then you kind of graduate from the program or whatever. But when I'm there, the 3 years that I did go, it's called NLC, American Youth Foundation. So if you look it up, it'll pop up and you'll see everything. And they have like different camps and stuff like that. But I went to the National Leadership Conference, which is NLC. And so it's just pretty much in summary, like building the next generation of like youth leaders, kind of, and you're there with like a plethora of different people. Like it's so many different people, so many different genres of people, as I like to call it, but everyone, it makes everyone feel welcomed. It makes everyone feel heard. And I think that's important. And so when I was there as a fourth year, everyone's looking up to you. I was about to say looking up to you, but everyone's looking up to you. Everyone's expecting you to set the example and stuff like that, camp stuff. And towards the end, everybody was just kind of like, JJ, you need to come back. Like, you have to come back. We need you here. We need this energy. We need this. We need you back. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be a staff member. I'm going to do the application and stuff like that. And I haven't done it yet. One of the staff members did send me the application, and I haven't filled it out yet because I'm at a space in my life where I'm like, I need to work really hard and get to where I need to be, so I don't have time for X, Y, and Z. But it's also like everything that's meant to happen will happen. And like, I believe in working for what you want, but having to work until I don't know, I'll save that for another video, for the other video that I plan on doing. But yeah, so we're gonna get into Substack readings. I started writing on Substack. Let me pull it up for you guys. I started writing on Substack. This is June the 25th, 2025. So it was a little after I came back from Michigan, which is where the camp takes place. And I just was so inspired. And so I put out so many articles within the span of the next few weeks. But now I post articles monthly versus every couple of weeks. And if I do write like 3 articles a month, I'll schedule them, to make sure that I have an article out at least a month. And even if 2 people, 3 people read it, or even if it's just my best friend reading it, or if it has a 67% open rate, that's good for me. Like, I don't need all this. I'm just doing it for the love of writing and just getting my thoughts out there. So, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to like look at my beautiful home screen before I get started with reading. So I'll have it up here. And I'll be reading from my phone, but I'll scroll so you guys can kind of see it as well. So this is my first ever article. So there may be like a lot of grammar technicalities that might be like, because I like to put it like this, like I love writing, but when it comes down to the technical stuff, like
Shut when you think about it.
so what I let's go. At 19, I've come to terms with the fact that I don't know much, if anything at all. But in the same breath, I can say that I know a lot. Maybe even too much depending on my mood that day. When I was in middle school and learned something that I thought made my frontal lobe develop earlier than anyone else's, I couldn't wait for someone to bring up the topic so that I could seem like the smartest middle schooler anyone had ever seen. Not that I wasn't, but little did I know I had so much learning to do through life itself, not just an informal TikTok or tweet from someone who knew little to nothing about said subject. So, wow. To break that down, and the whole tidbit about middle school is how I kind of went through my life up until high school. I'll say like freshman year of college is when I would really say like I started to like that frontal lobe started going to work. Like obviously I felt like I was always smart and like not to be that person, but I was always like low key ahead of others and mature, very mature. And so putting that tidbit in about middle school is just kind of how I went through life. Like when I learned something, I couldn't wait to show that I had this new information, right? I couldn't wait for somebody to bring this topic up and I could be like, just to seem like the smartest person in the room, right? And that's not what life's about. Like, granted, it does feel good when you're in the room and you talking and everybody like, oh my gosh, you're only 19, you're only 20, you have so much wisdom. Like, that feels great. But it's also good to know, like, you also have to do learning for yourself. So if you see a TikTok that gives you a new idea, study it. I feel like psychology is all around us. And so it's good to study it because you can learn something new. But it's like, what good is it if you go to explain it and somebody asks another question you don't know because you just taking something that you've seen on Instagram or TikTok and you ran with it. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, just that whole tidbit about like, I just have so much learning to do. And I feel like being wise is knowing that yes, you can know a lot, but you also know nothing at all because there's a whole world outside of your world that you should want to explore. You get what I'm saying? So that's that. All right. At 19, I know that life is meant to be experienced through love, loss, heartbreak, tears, joy, anger, and any other emotion you can think of. And in those moments where you feel those negative emotions, you may not want to feel at all because why would you want to feel anything but joy, right? In my many, many times of negative feeling and loss and heartbreak, or at least what I thought was heartbreak, but was just an attachment to someone with whom I confused intimacy with true love. This is so good. I haven't read this since I posted it. I don't think so. It's just a lot, but that's a really long like run on paragraph. So I'll just kind of break that down. Okay. So at 19, I know that life is about experience. Everybody is like low key chasing a purpose and chasing like one goal and one purpose and one solid thing in life. But like life is to be experienced. Life you're not meant to work so hard that you forget about the simple joys in life. Like for me, for so long, excuse me, for so long, I felt like I felt like I had to chase one thing or I had to live my life constantly being productive every single day from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. That's not the way to live. And I found myself like in those moments of just like having fun. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Sorry if you can. But just in those moments of just having fun or like when I was with friends that I had at the time or when I'm spending time with my best friend, like I don't have a care in the world. Like I'm just having fun. And I think that's the point of life. People take life too serious sometimes. And again, everyone's circumstances are different. So sometimes people have no choice but to be serious about life. But if you have the privilege and the joy of just being able to like work, come home, do what you want to do, like, if you have that privilege, like take advantage of that. And I'm not ever going to be one of those people. I hate when people say like, well, there's somebody doing worse than you. Okay, yeah, that may be true, but that don't mean that I can't feel what I want to feel. Like that doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't like that. I don't like stuff like that because I mean, Their pain and my pain is two different things. Their suffering and my suffering is two different. We're all designated to our own lives. So worry about that first before you worry about anything else. You know, but saying that to say that life is meant to be experienced through just experience. You know what I mean? And that's really where those learning moments kind of come in at. Um, yeah. Um, the part where it says, in my many, many times a negative feeling and loss and heartbreak, or at least what I thought was heartbreak, but was just an attachment to someone with whom I confused intimacy with true love. You realize that you need to feel everything, because if you don't feel everything, it all creeps up on you like the three people from the movie Strangers. But in this case, it's because you aren't home. I was writing, I have 3 articles in my drafts, and I was writing, and I feel like I have to go back here. I need to come back to my roots. You never forget where you came from. I feel like I'm trying to write like the perfect article when really I just need to just put it all on the paper and worry about formatting it and stuff later. Like just put everything that you think down on the paper. If you got to come back to it the next day, like that's fine. You know, my creative process, I'm trying to learn to just let it all out and then worry about perfecting it later. Especially when it comes to like writing an article. It's not like I have a deadline. You know what I mean? Like I'm Carrie Bradshaw. It's not like that. I mean, I do think of myself in that manner sometimes, but it's not like I have a deadline. I have to, you know what I mean? Wait, y'all see the waves? No, y'all probably can't. It's okay. Wait, look a little patchy. All right. Staking connection with true love. Like you can be intimate with somebody, but that doesn't mean you guys are like, oh, that's my soulmate. Like you can have a good kiss with somebody, that doesn't mean that's your soulmate. You can look in somebody's eyes so deep, that does not mean that's your soulmate. Like it's real. You really have to get to know a person, like really see a person, and of course it's different. You know, some people dated for 3 months and have great marriages. You know, some people um talk for 2 weeks, have great relationships, but for me and in my past experience, I think it's just important that I it's important that I really take the time to get to know a person. But it's like honestly in my dating life right now, like it's kind of non-existent. But also I know like it doesn't even ever get that far because people are just corny. Like that's just the real. Like before I can even be turned on, I'm turned off. So it's like it ain't even like it sucks. So that's that. And the strangers reference that was fire. If you guys like get into that movie, it's these 3 people break in, but they break into your home because you're home, and the goal is to kill you. But in this case, if you try your best to push everything down and not feel anything, those feelings will arise at some point. But because you're not paying attention to them, so it was just kind of like I feel like I didn't even explain that in the best way possible, but it's fine. Okay, you aren't checked in with yourself like you are with others. You depend on someone else because your childhood was not filled with love. So you take your own and throw it at any and everybody because you think it's the right thing to do because it makes you feel good. But in reality, you're left high and dry when you need someone to hold you close at night while you cry. Your heart and soul out yearning for someone to simply see you for all that you are and not just your physical form. So that is really deep and that is a lot. That's like a whole nother separate video, child. Also, squirrel running on a line. So cute. I love it. I love looking out my window. Like, it's so much just nature in my back window. And so I love when it's daytime. It's just why I wanted to record the video because I love natural lighting. And I love having my window open and just like smelling the outside. It's just beautiful. I love it. I love waking up and being able to like see outside my window. Anyways, so yeah, so for me, my childhood, it was just like a lot. Like when I see pictures of myself when I'm younger, it's just kind of like, oh, I wish I could give that kid a hug, you know. And my childhood was just a lot. It's just a lot. It was always something. I be thinking now it's always something. Like no, right now life is amazing. Back then when I was younger, it's funny because it just felt like it was always something. Like it was just a lot. And so a part of that is I didn't really feel love. Like, of course, I knew that people loved me. I knew that people cared for me, but I didn't feel it. I'm just being real. Like, I didn't feel it. I'm very affectionate when I want to be, but I'm never scared to let someone know how I feel. So at 19, I know that your life depends on you. Therefore, you have to do things your way. Our lives are designated solely for us, not for the likeness of what an Instagram reel says you should be doing, not what some dumbass think piece on Twitter says you should be doing, and not what anyone who is around you says you should be doing. So that is just a reminder that this life is yours alone. This is not your mom's life, your dad's life, your grandparents' life, or whatever guardian you have. Like, it's not their life. It's not for them to dictate. It's not for them to, oh, I think you should be doing this, so you go and do it. Like, no, stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? And again, not everybody's in a space where they can, so I understand that. But again, if you have the privilege, if you have the honor of like being free in your life, like, do it. Who cares what somebody else? People are gonna think stuff about you. People are gonna feel sentiments towards you. People are gonna always have something to say about you till the day you die, and even after you die. You know, especially if you've had some sort of impact, people are gonna have something to say. So it's like, live your life. People are gonna have something to say regardless, whether you're doing good in your eyes, whether you're doing bad in your eyes. People are gonna have something to say. Live your life based off of what you want to do. You know, video, but yeah, like, this is your life to do what you please. So do what you please, because who cares? Um, in my season of knowing, I learned that your joy has to come from within. You have to take the time to sit and say, who am I? Who are you when you aren't in a room full of other human beings? What makes my soul jump for joy? What thing do you do that when it's all said and done, you feel completely fulfilled? Who are my true friends? Is something, or there are questions that I had asked myself over this last year, and it's only June. So let's break that down. Okay. You really have to sit, because sometimes life can kind of pick up so fast that you just kind of on airplane mode, kind of. So I don't know. It was June. No, the last time I posted was 5 months ago. Was I in college? I think I was in college. So I'm no longer in college. I dropped out, left, withdrew, whatever you want to call it. Because I just wasn't. Again, I didn't like it. I knew I didn't want to go. I knew I didn't want to be there. Um, just because there's so many like things that I want to do. I never seen college in my future. Like, so yeah, so because sometimes we leave from being around certain people feeling fulfilled, and sometimes we leave from certain people feeling drained and not wanting to see them again for 2 weeks, maybe even 3. The point is that your joy depends on you and no one else. Do with that what you will. Pretty. At 19, I think I know that it's okay to not have a designated purpose in life, because why do you want to live your entire life chasing what you think is your purpose? By the time you reach your late 30s, you may realize that this idea you've been chasing isn't what you thought it was, and you've wasted all this time. So to me, the purpose of being human is to live, to love, and to laugh. As simple as that. Do not look outside of yourself for everything. It's all inside of you and always has been all along. That is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever wrote. And so the point of this was just like, a lot of people say like a lot of people say that they have a purpose in life, and that I'm not against you having a purpose. Like, if you know your purpose is this thing, I support it. I love it. I live. Baby, do it. You're winning tonight. That's the Real Housewives of Atlanta reference. I've been watching that show. We'll get into that in a different episode. But yeah, like, why live your life chasing just one thing or going after one? There's so much that you can do. Like, so when I come across people who only dedicate their life to one thing, and it's like, I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. I get it. Like, when I was younger, you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be no pop star, child. I just knew I was gonna be on stage by the time I was 18, singing and performing, honey, and had 12 hit albums and 13 hit singles and 7 platinum #1 record. Like, you couldn't tell me my whole life wasn't gonna be dedicated to music. Not that I love music any less, but I'm in a space where I have so many creative outlets, where I have so many things I want to dive into. You know what I mean? And so for me, I think the hard part was, where do I start? That's really a question that I had to ask myself. Like, where do I start? I can start with this one thing, and then work my way into these other fields. I can start with this thing and work my way. You know what I mean? Saying that to say you can have as many endeavors, you can have as many goals, you can have as many purposes as you want. There's no rule book that says you gotta live your life one way. You gotta live your. I mean, you have the Bible, but like there's no rule book on life about how to live your life. I feel like as long as you have a good heart, a good soul, a good spirit, and you're intentional with everything that you do, and you lead with love and positivity and just good, pure intentions, that's what matters. I don't think anything else matters. I really don't. So again, like, do what the fuck you want to do. Don't look outside of yourself for everything, because it's all in here. Everything that you need is inside of you. And that takes me to Stranger Things season 5 episode 4, Sorcerer, the last like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, when Will closed his eyes and Robin's speech started playing. Like, I've watched it a total of 2 times. I've watched it twice, but that moment makes me cry. It made me cry both times, because it really is the reality of it. Like, a lot of people have been saying like, oh, it was about Mike. Him and Mike are gonna date and fall in love, and I'm not totally against it, but I don't think it's gonna happen, because it was about Will realizing, like, it's been in me all this time. I've been looking in somebody else for this love and this support and this validation, when it's all in me. Like, I don't need anyone else's anything, and when all I need is myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I got out of that.
And once I did that, I was so free. It's like I could fly.
And so at 19, I have experienced many things, but at this point, I can say that life is amazing. And when you do things that make you happy and leave you fulfilled, that's when you know you're all right. Knowing that life isn't about always healing, but living life as it comes. Don't live too much in the future, and damn sure don't waste the time living in the past. Whatever happened has happened, and you got through that, so imagine what else you can endure. Like, just give me 1 million subscribers right now. Like,
I tried telling y'all.
Like, and this will apply when I'm 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100. If I make it there, like, that's just the truth. Like, and just imagine, like, if you feel good right now, at this point in your life, like, imagine how you'll feel 6 years from now. Not even 6, in a year from now. Like, I think the beauty in life is kind of scary, but at the same time, it's really fun, because you don't know. Like, you really don't. You can plan. You can plan. You can put it on your calendar. Or a year from now, I'm gonna be doing this. But it's like, you really don't know. You don't know. Like, anything could change. Anything. You could endure something. It doesn't have to be necessarily negative or that hurtful, but you can endure something. It could change your way of thinking, and you're like, yo, I needed that to get to where I am right now. And I thought I was happy 3 months ago. Not to negate that happiness that you felt 3 months ago, but like, look at how you feel now. Like, life is not always about healing. I think I kind of had that in mind as well, that life was just always about feeling better, being better, being better. Be consistent with some things, get rid of some bad habits, but still live your life. Like, you don't have to. Now, if you're in a season where you need to isolate yourself to really get your shit together, like, do that. And I felt like that's kind of the space I'm in, but not really. Like, I'm not purposefully isolating myself because I'm healing, but I've just been trying to kick out old habits, like, get rid of old bad habits, in with the new, out with the old, like, finding a place to start when it comes to my goals and things that I want to do. And so this is one of those things. Like, I've always wanted to post content like this on YouTube, to put myself out there, to inspire people, but also do vlogs and maybe post myself singing or something. I don't know. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, and that's what this is. This is me doing what I want to do. That Natalie Nunn song just came to my mind. So yeah, but this life is yours to live, honey. So you live it to the fullest. You have fun, and do what the fuck you want to do, because this is your life. YOLO. Writer, analytical thinker, where growth meets reflection, where lessons become blessings, and where clarity often comes in quiet flashes. Look at that. Carrie Bradshaw is like my little. Somebody downstairs laughing, but I'm not down there, so I'm trying to figure out what's funny. And then there's just a little cat drinking water out like a little pond. I love it so much. And Jay's Gaze is my name. So Jay's Paw is my name on YouTube, and Jay's Gaze is my name on Substack. I don't. Okay, niggas just be talking. The video stopped, but I just wanted to come back and say that I love you guys so much. If you watch it to the end, thank you. And I'll be back soon. Next week, most likely, because I still have to edit this and stuff and figure out how to make it look cute and add in some memes and stuff, honey. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.